Hello and welcome to this video on subtracting decimals. In this video we're going to look at a couple of worded questions, so you need to be familiar with this vocabulary. So the words difference, take away, fewer, minus, decrease, reduce or less all mean the same as subtract. So if you see these words in a worded question, you need to be thinking that you are going to be doing a subtraction at some point. So let's have a look at an example. Example number 1. Look at the distance map below. How many more kilometres is it between Madrid and Paris? That's 1,258. Than between Frankfurt and Vienna? 727. Okay, so this is a subtraction, and I'm trying to find out how many more are here. So that one needs to go on the top, 1,258. And I'm subtracting, so I'm going to set this out in a column, remember, and digits of the same place value need to be underneath each other. So 727, well this is my hundreds column, so I'm going to put 7 there, 727, and then I'm going to put my answer lines in like so, and we always start on the right hand side. So here 8 take away 7 is 1, 5 take away 2 is 3, 2 take away 7, well I can't do that in this situation, so I'm going to borrow from here, so that 1 gets reduced to 0, and then I can make this into a 12. So I'm just saying 12 for example purposes, but do just remember that this is actually in the hundreds column, but I'm just saying 12 for example purposes. So 12 take away 7 in this case is 5, but that leaves you with your answer of 531 kilometres. So the distance between Madrid and Paris is 531 kilometres more than the distance between Frankfurt and Vienna. Example number 2. Here are 2 items for sale in a sports shop. How much more expensive is the racket than the bag? Okay, we've got a couple of decimals here because we're talking in terms of money. And if you've watched the other videos, you will know that it's really important to line up the decimal point. So I'm trying to find out how much more expensive the racket is. So that one needs to go on the top of my column. So 15.90 or £15.90. And I'm subtracting £7.20. So I'm going to line up the decimals. I'm going to put that decimal point in straight away. And then everything else will just fall into place correctly around it. So £7.20 falls below like that. Draw your answer line, start on the right, and you're working from top to bottom. So 0 take away 0 is 0. 9 take away 2 is 7. Put the decimal point in, keep it all in line. 5 take away 7 I can't do, so I have to borrow from here. That reduces by 1 to 0. And then this becomes 15. So now my question is 15, take away 7, which is 8. So £8.70 more expensive. Example number 3. Layla and Nadia measure their heights. What is the difference in their heights? Give your answer in meters. So there's that key word there, difference. That means subtract. So what's the difference in their heights? So let's first of all just read off these height measures. So here we've got 1.8, that'll be 1.8 meters, and here we've got 1.9, and we're going up 10 steps in between, so therefore this must be 1.81, 1.82, 1.83, 1.84, 1.85, 1.86. That's 1.87. So one person has a height of 1.87. What about this person? So here this is 1.5 and this is 1.6, and there's 10 steps between it, so therefore each one is so that would be 1.51, 1.52, 1.55, 1.56, 1.57. So this person is 1.57. And we're finding the difference between those. So I'm going to be putting, in this case, the larger height on top, and 1.57 below. Start on the right hand side, read from top to bottom. 7 take away 7 is 0. 8 take away 5 is 3. And 1 take away 1 is 0. So 0.30 of a metre, which is 30 centimetres. Do look out in questions if they ask you to give your answer in different units. Here it's the same unit as you can see on the rulers there, but just look on the answer line and make sure it's the unit that you are working in. So 0.3 of a metre or 30 centimetres. Example 4. In a supermarket, a cake normally costs £5.45, but at the end of the day, when the cake is past its best, the price decreases by £3.59. How much is the cake at the end of the day? So there's that keyword decreases, so we are doing a subtraction. I'm going to put the original cost of the cake, £5.45, on the top of my column, and it decreases by £3.59. I'm going to put that decimal point in there straight away so I know it's all in line, and 3.59, £3.59. So it decreases by that, so subtracting it, lay out in a column, and I'm going to start here. Read from top to bottom. 5 take away 9 I cannot do, so I'm borrowing from here. That becomes 3. That becomes 15. 15 take away 9 is 6. 3 take away 5 I can't do. Borrow from there. That reduces by 1 to 4. And then that becomes 13. So now it's 13 take away 5, which is 8. And put the decimal point in, and the final part of my question is 4 take away 3, which is 1. So at the end of the day, that cake costs £1.86. Example 5. Taylor buys this notebook and pays with a £10 note. How much change should Taylor get? So you need to lay this out in a column. So £10, you might be thinking, well, I can just write it like that, but bear in mind that this is money and it's to 2 decimal places, so it is wise not to draw a big line like that, but put a decimal point there and put 2 decimal places after that. So that is how we need to write £10. And then I'm going to put my decimal point in line straight away and put my other digits around it, so £3.12, and I'm subtracting it. Start on the right hand side. Lots of people fall into the trap of putting a 2 here. Don't fall into that trap. Remember, the question is 0 take away 2. Well, I can't do that in this situation, so I normally look next door, but there's nothing there. Let's have a look next door to there. Nothing there. This is where I can borrow from. So that reduces to 0. The 10 temporarily goes there, but I don't need it there, I need it all the way over here. So let's now reduce this to 9 and take the 10 into this column, but I don't want it there, I want it in this final column here. So let's reduce this to 9, and now I have my 10 where I want it to be. 10 take away 2 is 8. 9 take away 1 is 8. Oops. A nice clear decimal point there. 9 take away 3 is 6. And 0 take away, well, there's nothing there. 0 take away 0 is just 0, so you can either put the 0 there or leave it blank. And the final answer is £6.88 is the amount of change that Taylor should get. Example 6. An airline puts a 20 kilogram weight limit on luggage. How many kilograms under the weight limit is this suitcase? Well, we can see here it's 15.7 kilograms. So I am going to put this 20 kilograms, not just like that, but I'm going to put a decimal point there, and I'm going to put a 0.0. I'm only going to put one decimal place after the decimal point because I can see here there's only one digit after the decimal point here. Put the decimal point in straight away and put all the digits around it, so 15.7. Answer lines, show it's a subtraction, start on the right. Don't fall into the trap of putting a 7 here, okay? This question is 0, take away 7, which I cannot do. Let's look next door, nothing I can borrow there. Let's look next door to that, okay, I'm good to go from here. Let's borrow from here, that reduces to 1, that temporarily becomes a 10, but I don't want the 10 there, I want the 10 here because this is where I start. So reduce that by 1 to 9, and the 10 goes here. So now my question is 10 take away 7, which is 3. Put my decimal point in. This part of the question is 9 take away 5, which is 4. And the final part of my question is 1 take away 1, which is just nothing. So you can either put a 0 there or just leave it blank. So that suitcase is 4.3 kilograms under the limit. Okay, example 7. Sam wants to buy this ring and necklace. Together they normally cost £50, but in a sale they are reduced by £16.89. What is the sale price? So there's that keyword there, reduced. If it's reduced, it means you subtract. So I'm going to do 50 here, but I can see that this has 2 decimal places after the decimal point there. So I'm going to put my my £50 to 2 decimal places like this, 0.00. And then I'm going to put my decimal point there straight away, and my £16.89 falls into place nicely under there. Start on the right hand side, don't fall into the trap of putting 9 here, that is not the correct answer. This is 0 take away 9, which I cannot do. We need to borrow, but I can't borrow from there, I can't borrow from there, I can only borrow from here. That reduces by 1 to 4. Temporarily that becomes a 10, but I don't want the 10 there, I want it all the way over here. So that reduces to 9. That temporarily becomes a 10, but I don't want it there, I want it here. So that reduces to 9 as well. And finally, I get my 10 where I want it. So 10 take away 9 is 1. 9 take away 8 is 1. 9 take away 6 is 3. And 4 take away 1 is 3. So the sale price of the ring and necklace is £33.11. Okay, here are some questions for you to have a go at yourself. So make sure that you are putting your workings in a column, and crucially you are lining up the decimal point and the digits of the same place value are in line. So crucially line up that decimal point, and then everything else should fall into place. So here are the first 5 questions. There are some more questions up to 10 which I will show you in a moment. So when you're ready, pause the video, have a go at these 10 questions. So there's a first page here and then another page, and then resume the video to see the answers. Okay, I will now move on to the next page. And here are the answers. Well done for having a go at those.